Rap Roundtable.
You already know what it is. It's your boy Jaw.
Sincere the Rap Snob.
Lacey Liguizamo.
J-Mo, no shame-o.
No shame-o.
What's fucking with that? Diddy, go get him.
Shout out to Sin, the beat was laced with the groove. Jar through the lob, and the round table ensued. Lang added in beautifully. Jameson the booze, you see. Fondini somewhere in the clouds, usually. Exclusively, we came together, bringing you these clever endeavors. Classics, we've been doing this since forever. Move the lever and distribute perspectives and contribute to the culture that we love and hold dear. 4 cups pulled up, and this shit go back for some years. Only difference now, this mic's up in here. Connecting like it's Voltron. Press play and watch us go on. You better get up on this wave like the Coast Guard. The Rap Roundtable.
I'm so drunk right now.
Listen, you already know what it is. Let's do what we do. Yes, sir. I know the people have been waiting. Episode 9 of the illustrious, the glorious Rap Roundtable is here. To my left, you know how we do. The rap snob himself, Sincere.
What up, what up? Steady snobbing.
You already know. I mean, the t-shirt is definitely a high snobbery right now.
Yeah, 25th anniversary of Ready to Die, man.
My man, shout out to the legend.
This past month. Game changer, man.
Some say the GOAT. I'm not sure if I want to argue today.
Yeah, today's not the day to argue.
No, it's not. You're right. Langston.
Yo.
What it is?
It was really good, man.
How you
Excited for
feeling?
football season.
Yeah, you're in your glee right now.
I'm doing pretty well.
Yeah?
Doing pretty well.
Doing pretty well?
Yeah.
You're selling us short, man.
Yeah, you know, it's still early.
Still early.
See how it plays out.
And as always, the balance of the Rap Roundtable. Didi. What it is.
I'm on deck, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We are tonight's entertainment.
As I get this cup. 6ix9ine, people. Ooh. Now, normally, for the listeners, we give you the breakdown. We talk a little current events and all of that. But this 6ix9ine energy is really, it's moving. It is everything in hip-hop right now. It's all about 6ix9ine, right?
It's kind of taking over.
Yes.
All over again.
Yes, everything this kid does, whether good or bad, happens on a high scale. He is trending itself. You know what I mean? We're going to go to the rap snob because I feel like if someone should say something about 6ix9ine and his whole case and everything that's involved, it should be the rap snob.
I said all I had to say about this cat the last time that we talked about him.
Listen to the dismissiveness off the rip.
Man,
Already.
Listen, man. Get him out of here. Just
Get the fuck out
Get
of
the
here.
fuck out.
get the F out of here, man. You know what? That should be the get off the lawn segment at the end of the.
So are we gonna bring it back to him at the end?
Probably.
May have
to. Okay.
Probably. But I mean, there's not really much more. I can't say that I haven't already said about this situation. I knew from the gate, you know, his energy was not something that I vibed with.
Gangsta
And I
was
knew-
cosmetic.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't feel like he was really about that life. It just felt like he was, making it up and glorifying it for the clout and for the follows and the views and all that. And he was just kind of making a mockery of our culture, man. And I mean, I never, I'm never gonna rock with something like that at all. So, I mean, he made his bed. He's lying in it.
Is he though?
I mean, but in the sense that he's gonna have to live with the life decisions that he's made, man. You know what I mean? And so like, he's in the feds and he's singing, which whatever I felt about him already, it just like exponentially raises that. The feeling that I had about him, and it is.
Get
what
him
it
outta
is,
here.
man. Just that's it, man. I ain't got no more to say about that kid, man.
We gonna talk about 6ix9ine.
I know. I have no more takes to I have no more fucks to give about this situation. That's what it is. At the end of the day,
I hear you. Applaud.
you know what I
that.
mean? That's what it is.
Langston, sometimes you are the contrarian at the table. Other times you bring a level of nuance and levity that surprises the hell out of us. I'm honestly interested to see where you're gonna go with this topic. You've been kind of quiet in the group chat about this whole thing.
I just this whole story, the way it's unfolded, this is just fucking bananas, man.
Right.
Call me Captain Obvious, but this is really like a fucking movie.
Yeah.
Over the course of 12 months, this kid went from relatively unknown to arguably the biggest name in hip hop to federal witness. In a year.
It's crazy.
If we think of, and I'm forgive me if I'm being hyperbolic now, but I don't think I am. If we think about the craziest headlines in hip hop history, Biggie and Pac, of course, is number one.
Yeah.
You got Puffy and Shine, that whole ordeal. This is right up there. This is insane. And Jim Jones is involved.
No.
All right, the rap snob is unimpressed with the tabloid nature of this story.
It's deep, bro.
It's deep, bro.
No, I'm not saying it's not deep.
He's bringing down a whole gang. How much people are affiliated with the non-trained Bloods that's in a rap gang?
I don't think the 6ix9ine part got let me chop it up like this. I don't think the 6ix9ine part got people surprised. I think it's all the stuff amidst and around it, bro. The Jim Jones.
That's nuts.
Set and the Mel murder mentions, and then the shotties, and then the driver was a snitch from deportation. It's just it's
so many layers.
It's a film.
That's fine.
It's a movie.
Fine, but who are these people? Other than Jim Jones, who really are these people?
Cardi B.
They're gangsters.
Fuck out of here, man.
Jump in the coop.
Get the fuck out of here.
Dude, that Jim Jones recording.
Fine. I see the Jim Jones part, but where I
Did you hear the conversation with Shotty and Murder?
I did not hear that.
No.
Do we have?
Bro,
oh man, I might even take a second.
The rabbit hole goes deep,
Very
bro.
deep.
There's something really intriguing about listening into someone's private phone conversation, just without all the layers
scary,
here,
bro.
And then when you talk about Jim Jones and Mel Murda talking about real deal gang shit, holy shit, this is crazy.
Again,
that's crazy.
That's all good and everything, but looking at it from the cultural standpoint, how much of a dent is this going to put in the you likened it to the Biggie and Pac headline wise,
yeah, news making.
You made the newsworthiness of it. You know what I mean? Likened it to the Big and Pac situation back in the 90s. But those were mega stars, mega stars.
6ix9ine was a star.
He was a
certainly.
star. He was a star, but
he wasn't Biggie or Pac,
right?
For sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
And
in
so he was
in today's era, everyone could be kind of the mega star.
Nah, it's levels.
Bugging. Oh, of course. But I'm talking about from how fast you can ride from the bottom to the top.
True.
6ix9ine. What was 6ix9ine 5 years ago? We didn't know this kid.
Exactly. No. So what I'm saying is, in terms of star power, 6ix9ine was on the ascent.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But he wasn't quite. If he would have had a few more years, he might have gotten there. But he wasn't there yet.
But
so it's very much
too,
of a grand opening, grand closing type of situation.
That's kind of why it's so crazy. And I mentioned this earlier. This all happened within a year.
Exactly.
Have we ever seen anything like that?
Right,
Have we ever
but
seen such a quick fall from grace?
But as far as I'm concerned, it's not enough for me to really give two fucks about it.
Here's the thing. I understand where you're coming from, Sin. Everything, the Tupac point, how much you don't care about it, etc. But the kid is leading the news cycle. It's not like we gotta go find this story. He's chasing us.
Everywhere.
There's a big 6ix9ine case running behind us down the hall. We can't get away from it. So even though he might not be as big a star as Puff, as Big and Pac were, dog, this story's
monumental.
It's bigger than any album that came out this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's a little sad, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh man,
it is the how it is, man.
Do we think that 6ix9ine can come back from this?
That's a loaded question.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like anybody come back from anything with the right control parameters around it, bro.
I'll take it a step further than that. I don't even think it's about any of that, bro. I was talking to one of my colleagues LaRon, actually, he had the point about Pusha T being in his prime. I mentioned him before.
Oh, shout to the homie.
We were talking about like the generational schism that is 6ix9ine. Like, I think people of our ilk, generally speaking, are gonna write him off. There's gonna be a few outliers, right? But for the most part, people in our demo are gonna write 6ix9ine off. But I don't think that the kids are gonna write 6ix9ine off. I think 6ix9ine beats this case, and he has a record. The kids are gonna play it. Why? Because if you listen to the radio, I don't know how much you guys still tune into Hot 97 and Power if you get a chance,
Every now and then.
There was a record with A Boogie and 6ix9ine.
Oh, yeah.
That's a hit record. Swerving.
Yeah.
And it's a big record.
Huge record.
Big record. People still love Gummo. I'm guilty of it.
It's a great song.
Love
I
Gummo.
love that song.
You know, I actually listened to it. After Jarv put that post up. I kind of was a little upset with myself.
It's wonderful.
Yo, watching that music video now
Still
is
hits.
just crazy.
Now, knowing what you know,
It's just-
that the
yo.
entire thing was staged.
Like, wow.
But yeah, I don't think he's good with us. But a small part of me thinks he's gonna be bigger than ever when he beats this.
But you know what's
Oh,
crazy?
man.
But by their standards, though, he never really was a gang member, though.
Right.
He kind of like bought his way in, so he's not really a gangster.
By whose standards?
Gang standards, you know what I'm saying?
Like in the recording, he's not even really blood.
Like the dudes that are living that life, they don't look at him like he's a part of that life. They look at him like he put a couple dollars down and he,
Well, I don't know. I mean, gangs are. I
Not
don't,
the
maybe
same,
I'm way
bro.
out of pocket here, but to me, gangs seem like money-making organizations, and there are different ways to go
course.
about making money. But to say that, and look, of course, he was way in over his head. He was not
Way in
about
over
that
his head.
life for sure. But the fact that he was bringing money to the table, I think, gave him a certain level of influence.
Well, here's the thing. There was another recording from Mel. It might have been the same recording with Jim. I don't remember. Where he was saying that, like basically the gist of it was they felt 6ix9ine was getting out of pocket and he was moving like a big dog.
Right.
When he was just like, it was essentially the argument was one hand was washing the other.
Right,
Like,
right.
We were doing this as Treyway, whatever the case. I don't know much about gang stuff. I'm like getting myself out of the way with
What
that.
are you, Deanie? What is he? He's a
civilian.
No, he's a sidewalk nigga.
There we
I'm a
go.
sidewalk nigga.
I'm right here with
I
you,
am
bro.
a proud sidewalk
We
nigga.
are right here.
You feel what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about that.
Shout out to the street niggas, but we are
That's
on
a
the
fact.
sidewalk. good
I
pimp.
respect y'all, and it's like I always say in passing, being a gang member is hard work.
It
like
is,
the
bro.
it ain't easy, bro. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
sure.
So it's like they were saying that, like we did this for you, and you allowed us to get to a bigger bag. It was
Right.
one hand wash the other. So to Deanie's point,
We gonna
yeah,
hold you down. You gonna pump us
you
up.
wasn't really a gang member.
wasn't.
You were a means to an end. To that you say what, you guys? F out of here.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree with
I
every
keep
word
going
of that.
this and saying you got nothing
No,
for me.
it's disheartening.
Right.
It's disheartening that somebody feels that in order to achieve a certain level of success or clout or status,
Right.
That's the route that they have to go through. You know what I mean? It's like they're lusting after something, something that it at the end of the day isn't worth it at all. Like,
Well, I mean,
Steroids,
it's
essentially?
not worth it to you. But if
no,
you're
no, hold up. So you think that possibly 6ix9ine thinks it was all worth it? in
Not
this situation?
now,
But
but
he's
he-
in now.
listen, he took a chance and it didn't pay off. But
I think he does think it was worth it.
I mean, because he's gonna get off.
I think because if you saying that as soon as you go in, guys, you snitched on entry, you had a plan.
That's the crazy part.
on entry, you was
said
giving
on-
it up.
like,
November
what was
18th,
it?
I got booked November 19th.
Yeah, yo.
Yo, the
Giving y'all,
very
like
next
10
day.
news. We'll give you the world.
This
Like,
is so.
Bro.
This story is so. The fact that they have a recording of him on the stand. I
Right.
mean, come on.
But
man.
the fact that they just got random people's phone conversations tapped like that,
yeah,
dangerous, bro.
how did they? I'm assuming they had a warrant to be tapping niggas' phones. Like, what the fuck?
It's levels. Now, this is what I throw at you guys because we're gonna talk about it. I'm sorry, Sam. Ebro made a pretty good point that he believes that, and now that you say it, Lang, that 6ix9ine was a Fed the whole time.
Oh.
Like like all of this was one big elaborate plot to bring down Treyway.
That's a little conspiracy theory.
Well, considering that they had lines tapped, what was the flag that was the red flag? No pun intended.
He was like Donnie.
Huh?
Donnie Brasco.
Donnie Brasco?
You know, I just saw that movie for the first time recently.
No way, bro.
I didn't love it. But anyway, I'm sorry, Jarv.
Kill yourself. but like, what would lead them to flag 9 Trey Blood Gang, right? Like what?
Well, they got 6ix9ine's driver. 6ix9ine driver's family was illegal. You know, they basically said, yo, you gonna snitch for us, or we gonna deport your family. Do wire and all that. You know what I'm saying?
So you think he was the entryway to this whole thing?
I mean, I don't know if he's the entryway, but that he damn sure is the key, though. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck.
Because the driver.
Wait, say that again?
The driver. 6ix9ine's driver.
6ix9ine's driver.
So in the recording where 6ix9ine was getting robbed, did you guys see the recording of him getting robbed by some dude named Marv or something? What was the dude's name?
Harv, I think.
Harv, yeah. Yeah, so 6ix9ine's driver was this guy sounded like he was Mexican. He's probably, family member of 6ix9ine. And like, with the, it's not a political podcast, but with the current administration and, these,
Right.
With the backs against the wall,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah. So, this is an issue in today's day and age.
Mm-hmm. But it's just like, you would think about how they were moving as a unit. Sometimes people know when they're hot, and all right, we gotta stop moving a certain type of way. We've also watched enough movies, like, all right, the feds is watching, we gotta stop making overt movements. If you think about 6ix9ine's run, and like he had like little melees with like, or issues with rap a lot, the issues with Casanova 2 times and all of that.
Chief Keef.
But that
they were moving like they had no idea of what was going on.
That was his that's what made him so grandiose, bro.
Right, but what I'm saying is they had no clue that the feds were watching.
Maybe they did. Maybe they just thought we just so big we can.
No way.
You don't know the feds is watching?
They wasn't moving like it.
Young and stupid.
Talking on the phone
young
like
and
that.
dumb, man.
I'm talking about the older dudes, like the shotties and the people who was like in
Yo, Jim Jones is in
Bro,
his
you
40s,
see
man.
Goodfellas. Niggas is just dumb sometimes.
How old is Shot? He's old. He old like that?
Listen, man, if you about that
dudes
life,
are
you
grown,
can't afford
bro.
to be dumb.
Right. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying, like,
Dog, if you dumb
I
in
don't
that
think
life,
they
that
knew.
could cost you your life,
I
man.
really don't believe they knew, bro. I don't think they were privy.
bro, like, but being a gang on, like, to the feds is like you're always on radar.
But that's
bro.
what I'm saying. They probably
They
was just
consider
doing
gangs terrorists.
But what I'm saying is doing regular day-to-day gang stuff, right? It's not Fed worthy. They got it for Rico, bro.
Yeah.
Google Soundview, bro.
No.
Sex,
I'm not
money,
saying you
murder,
wrong,
bro.
No, I'm not
Shout
saying
to
you wrong.
Pistol Pete.
But what I'm saying is
Rolex.
their activities wasn't that of people who knew that they were being under federal surveillance. They know about the hip-hop cops and the boys, regular boys in blue, but the feds? I don't think they knew, bro.
I mean, if you're gonna be about that life, you should move assuming that the feds are on top of you. Look at me
bro.
giving
It's hot out
instructions
here.
on how to live that life.
I feel like I'm leaning towards Ebro. I feel like 6ix9ine was a plant on the highest level.
You think so?
Hell yeah.
I think
I'm willing to buy
he
that.
was just a sucker that it got hot for, man. Like any other sucker that would be in that hot seat. It's too hot.
That's what it seems like to
It's
me.
too
But
hot.
I mean, none of
Like-
us can know for sure, you know.
Yo, that hot seat get hot when it get hot, man.
So
knows?
let's
Garlic and butter.
this guy.
Hot.
The fuck are you talking
The fuck are you talking
In a
about?
frying pan is hot, B. I'm telling you.
So let's talk about the real issue here. You know, people are killing 6ix9ine. He's snitching. He's this. He's that. We're gonna be here.
memes are
I mean,
epic,
with
bro.
good reason. Don't make it sound
Oh,
like
no.
The memes are
Absolutely great reason. He's out here giving it up in ways that we wish girls in junior high school gave it up when we went through puberty.
Kids today are so lucky, by the way. Proceed, John.
You know what I mean? But the question at hand for the rap roundtable, because we're gonna take it there. Given the circumstances, if it was Deanie 6ix9ine, Lang 6ix9ine, Sincere 6ix9ine,
Never.
Job 6ix9ine, put in his position, what would you do? Sincere, you've been too quiet. What would you do?
Well,
Would you give it up crazy? or
Yo,
would
you got
go
a
sit?
If I
Rico
was-
case. You facing
Listen.
real Fed time, bro.
but that, I mean,
Be honest.
Look, this is the problem that I have with this is that I wouldn't be in that situation in the first place.
But hypothetically speaking,
But-
if you found yourself in this situation,
That's the way I be feeling
No, we
bro.
no, y'all are right. We again, we are sidewalk niggas.
yeah.
Right. But,
We're not
right.
about that life at the round table. We're podcasters.
But considering what's facing you, would you snitch or would you sit? Snitch or sit?
I mean,
You got a family.
I do have a family, which is why I wouldn't jeopardize that. But
It's a tricky question, guys.
it's just, you know what I mean? Like I have a certain level of
moral,
integrity, bro. Like
fiber,
yeah, man. Like
cojones.
it's like if I know the situation, like all right, this is on the grand scale, obviously, right? But I'm just thinking about it in terms of the everyday life that I have.
Right.
If I know that I'm, let's say me and my coworkers, right? We conspire to cut out from work for the day, right? And just go out to Coney Island or something, right? And let's say I'm the one that gets
Sounds like a great idea.
right. And let's say I'm the one that gets bagged for it at the job. I'm not gonna be like, yo, it was, such and such idea or such and such
Right.
brought it up.
So, like,
I'm
if
just
you-
gonna,
if you
I'm gonna
break
take
the
it.
law, you
we
get
know,
caught.
I
Don't-
know,
yeah.
I know that we was all in on it.
Right.
Right. And I'm going into it thinking whoever gets bagged, that's what it is. They knew the risk that they was taking.
But that's not the 6ix9ine situation, though. 6ix9ine, in his
You're
mind, was
talking
being
about
exploited.
you're talking about getting written up.
by
We're
these
talking about
people.
50 years.
Yes, 6ix9ine was being exploited by this gang.
But why would he let himself be
He was poor.
He was
allegedly.
young and stupid.
I mean,
The word is he was poor.
his father was murdered when he was a kid, allegedly. Single parent household, grew up in the gutter.
right, man.
It's
Which
real
was
out here.
just-
You're right. It's real out here.
I don't know. It's a lot of. Listen, I've in my older age, I've tried to reel back the judging of
Yes.
other people's circumstances and their life story and what led them to take the steps and the actions that they took.
Right.
There's certain things though that I'm just like, bro,
Why?
it had to be some other thing that you could think of doing other than get yourself in this situation.
So what you saying to me is what I'm gathering is you prefer to sit. You're not riding.
No, I would know.
All right. Lang. Snitch or sit. I like this segment. Snitch or sit.
Snitch or sit. Yeah, we make this a regular thing. So, I want to preface this by saying you never know what you would do in a situation until
Right.
that situation is presented to you.
To you. Yep.
Blood is something sacred to me. If it was my brother, my sister, my mother, my father, uncle, cousin, never. If I'm in 6ix9ine situation, yo, I'm singing like a canary, man. I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all.
Fuck them dudes.
Fuck them, dude. Like, listen, at the end of the day, they had an arrangement. It was fair exchange, no robbery, and he found himself in a position. And look, what he's doing is wrong. But am I doing 50 years in the feds? I'm not built for that kind of time, brother.
For dudes who set him up, apparently boinked his BM.
Should have thought of that shit, man.
I don't. But by the way, I don't
Took money
believe that
from him?
rumor. Shotty has denied that. There's no evidence to support that rumor. I don't think that they were fucking.
You
his
talking
baby
to the
mother.
wrong guy about these that kind of topics.
Bro,
No, but yo, if I'm 6ix9ine,
I
I'm
am
telling,
of the
bro,
darkness,
straight up.
bro. I am of the darkness, bro. I need chill.
But I like Sin's point in that, like, let's say me and you, Sin, we have a deal. We're gonna break the law. We're gonna make some money. I get caught, you don't. I wouldn't tell on you. I
Right,
got caught.
exactly.
I'm doing the time.
Right.
That's not what happened with 6ix9ine though. This is a Rico case. You know what I'm saying? This isn't a gun under the seat of somebody's car. You know what I'm saying?
Now imagine you find out that happens and you find out he's out spending money and he's actually the one that kind of like put you in a situation to get booked. How would you feel about it then?
I would feel a lot differently about it then. But I mean, that's a totally different situation then.
Because the act of, and this is the crazy part I don't understand about you, the act of snitching or not snitching is to defend, because by you not snitching, you're essentially saving someone else. You know what I'm saying? Because if you did snitch, they would somehow save you. Like they would give you less time, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So So if I'm gonna not snitch to save someone, you're gonna snitch to save the people that got you kidnapped, the people that's, like I said, supposedly boinking your
Well,
baby
I mean,
mom,
some people
robbing you for money.
Some people live by
kidnapping
a
you.
certain code, and it's not about anyone. It's about staying true to that code.
And I totally respect that, but to sit in the
Not
joint
me.
for 50 years, for
So,
people that put you in them
Dini.
shoes.
Snitch your shit.
I don't know. I might have to get my boys the men on in that type of situation, bro.
Singing.
Bro, and if I'm getting done milk filthy, if let's say it was my guys, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? I have a great reason to hold my guys down. Now, if I'm holding my guys down, coming to find out like, yo, we made $1 million. We just gonna spend Dini's cup while he sitting in the drink. Be like, yo, bro, you're not gonna do that with my cup. You know what I'm saying? It's like, where's the love? So if there's no love, there's no love. And I think that's where 6ix9ine is at.
So what I'm gaining from y'all two is that this whole situation with 6ix9ine never really fucked with them. Got jammed up and said, fuck these niggas. I'm not sitting for these. These not my man.
If
they had a
if this was
business arrangement.
Okay.
But even though, you don't think
Business is
Sean,
never
you don't think
personal.
Sean and Puff had a business arrangement like that?
But Sean is
seen what
about
happened to
that
Sean?
life, brother.
You don't think
Daniel Hernandez is not Sean.
I'm sure Sean came home to something fierce on the bag though.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think 6ix9ine gonna come home to something fierce.
You think
He gonna come home to his girl pregnant by other dudes.
Oh my God. Come on, bro.
The truth.
Hey, nah, that shit does
Alright.
happen though.
It
I seen
does.
it.
For me, I won't even go as far as to even like explain it. When it comes to jail, I'm pussy, I'm snitching. Fuck that.
He said, I love
3
life,
out of
man.
4.
I love
I'm
life.
pussy. I don't care. Y'all can say that shit in the comment
Yo,
section.
Sincere is the hardest nigga here, bro.
Sincere like omerta. I'm not saying nothing.
Patted right on the back.
Very good pronunciation.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Omerta.
We're not doing this again.
No. Not going through this shit again.
over.
No,
Now,
let's be clear. It's what 6ix9ine is doing is wrong. I don't condone snitching, okay?
Especially
but
if you-
we
the whole thing
being
is about
honest,
that life.
nigga. I'm not trying to go to jail. I'm pussy. I'm not doing it. Fuck
I mean,
that.
I could maybe do a year or two. 50?
So
Get
the-
the fuck out
Get
of
the
here.
strap.
Get the fuck out
Hey,
of
thank
here.
you, John.
So Jarv, you brought up earlier the theory that 6ix9ine might have been a Fed
Right.
from the gate. What if it wasn't though? What if he got himself in a situation, realized how he was getting done dirty, and then he reached out at that point?
Well, he
it
was
like-
arrested, I think.
then he's a complete piece of shit. Like, if that happened,
Because I feel like that's a possibility too.
he called for help.
Yeah, like oh, I got myself way in over my head. Like they extorting me.
So,
They
the way it
fucking my baby
unfolded,
moms
though,
and-
he made a
ain't got
post
no
on
love.
Instagram basically saying that he was firing his whole team. And that if you've done business with these guys before, cease doing business with them, you gotta deal with me directly. A couple days later, he was arrested and they said it was for his safety because apparently there was a contract on him in the street that was put on him by the...
Oh.
Yeah. That was after he severed ties with Shoddy and
Treyway.
Exactly, with the muscle that was basically his hood pass. So, look, who knows? Who the fuck knows?
Once you get extorted,
Well, he was a willing participant, though. Extortion is I come to you, like, if you don't give me this money, then we have a problem.
You know what this whole thing reminds me of, and I'm sure someone has probably said it in the past, but that movie Malibu's Most Wanted, like, this is it. And remember you keep saying it's a movie? This is it.
Now, this has a chance to be like a really
Jamie,
good
this-
like
This is
crime
Bushwick's
movie.
Most Wanted, okay?
Bushwick's
Nah, this
Holy
could
shit,
definitely-
that's the title, John.
Yes.
That's Bushwick's Most
Bushwick's
Wanted,
Most Wanted.
starring Langston Leguizamo as 6ix9ine.
wigs on deck.
Scorsese, holla at me, bro.
Facts.
I'm looking forward to the Irishman.
Definitely-
We do the Irishman, then we'll do Bushwick's Most Wanted.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Yo, let's do it, bro. Roundtable Media, let's do it.
Let's do it. We're gonna shoot that
and
movie.
then movie 3 will be cask on the casket, right?
Elvis.
Oh man.
Yo, I think we've talked enough about 6ix9ine, but I wanna kind of stay here but pivot a bit. Some people feel like 6ix9ine did what he did for street credibility. You know what I'm saying? Like, the question I have now in 2019 where the internet is in abundance, where you can basically blow up off of going viral. You don't even need to you don't need a street team and put in the footwork. How important is street credibility, Denny?
I mean, it's depending on what you're rapping about. It's very important. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Kendrick necessarily needs like street credibility because I think he has respect from the streets because he's talented. You know, so I think it just depends on how you look at it. If you're rapping about gangster shit, like obviously gangsters gonna want to know if you about that gangster shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's something I think you open the door for. You know, you think people checking Talib Kweli's gangster?
No,
you think people checking Mos Def gangster?
Absolutely not.
Like, because they don't rap about that.
What do you like with 6ix9ine? Do you think that he felt he needed that to get where he needed to go?
His whole mystique was basically,
Right.
fuck you, get out of my way.
I'm also robbing nigga shit.
You can't
Take
do
a
that
nigga,
without
bitch.
the streets, bro.
Like, nah, that shit, like, cause it messes me up that my man essentially hired gang members to pose in his
He
video.
won't be the first. He ain't
You know,
gonna be the
yeah,
last.
you know what? He's not the first, and he's not gonna
You'd
be
be
the last.
surprised.
Rappers have been doing this forever.
But hiring them?
Yeah.
Forever.
Paying them to be in a video?
Yo, dog.
Hold
If
it
I
down,
want to
dog.
listen, let's say I'm a rapper, I want to do a show in Houston.
Right.
I'm not just. If I'm
can't just
big enough,
walk
I'm
into
just
Houston,
not
bro.
going to Houston and making this money. I gotta make sure that
Depending
the
on where you're
right
going
people
in
are taken care of. Unless I'm really about it. Otherwise, my safety might be in jeopardy.
I mean, I you know what? You make a lot of sense.
That's what they do. They tap
Thank
in
you,
with
Jarvis.
they tap in with the neighborhood goons, and they kind of like
And it's
pay
like,
their
I
way
think
in.
back to like I think it was a Cuda video and a couple other songs where the first few like big 6ix9ine videos, it just seemed like montages of gang shit.
Yeah.
And like mad like blue and red flags and then just crowds of people in train stations.
Yeah.
And I'm like, then thinking about the case and now like how bad he wanted that street credibility. It's like, whoa, like
That's great exposure for the gang, though. You know what I'm
but
saying?
is there a difference? And I thought this is sincere. Is there a difference between street credibility and clout, or is it one and the same?
No, there's definitely a difference.
Okay, put me on.
I mean, cloud is something that it's something that's always existed, but it's like there's been more attention called to it because of the social media era.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where clout is just something so like surface level. You know what I mean? So thin. There's no real weight to it. You know what I mean? And so like you can go on social media, YouTube, and do just about anything. Like eat fucking Tide Pods and get attention, and all of a sudden you got some internet clout. You know what I mean? And then so you sort of relate that over to the street cred thing. You're like, all right, if I could take this clout formula, right, but connect it to like that street cred, and just like go on Instagram, go on YouTube, and just like do all this wild, crazy shit that makes it look like I'm out in these streets wilding, and I got all this respect and all the,
And that's where the admiration comes from. 'cause
right,
The
and then-
streets are hard.
And the thing is that like, and we're all guilty of this. Like we go on Instagram and Facebook and whatever and see all these pictures, and we're like, oh wow, that person has a great life. Look at that vacation. Look at that relationship. We're all guilty of this, right?
Yep.
Even as grown ass people.
Yep. Just imagine the kids.
Right,
man.
you take a 15, 16-year-old looking at these pictures, and you're like, yo, that 6ix9ine really out here. These
Facts.
people's really out here
Right.
banging.
That's
You know
a
what I
great
mean?
point, man.
And at the end of the day, it's all just like, smoke and mirrors, bro. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
So moving away from the 6ix9ine topic, because at this point you said more than we can possibly say with
For a
that
person that
last
have nothing to
point
say about
that
it.
you just made. That was a A1 point. Generally speaking, the state of hip hop as it is right now, are the streets less important than ever before, Langston?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, I think we're all in agreement. I mean, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing.
Okay.
I mean, when I was coming up, like late 90s, early 2000s, it was kind of in a state where you had a lot of people that wasn't really about that life, but were holding other people to that standard, And now I think it's evened out where, like, look, rappers are artists. They're professionals. They do a job. They entertain us, and a lot of them come from very impoverished backgrounds. Some of them, they bend the law to make money, and I think for any rapper, it's important that there be a level of authenticity to you.
True.
So if you rap about, gunplay or, selling pies or whatever else, then there'll be a certain level of backlash if we find out that you're really not about that. Mm-hmm. But I think the same applies to every artist. Like if you're rapping about anything and it comes out that you weren't really about it, then we have to call your art into question, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, the hip hop is less street than it's been in past generations. I think for sure.
What about you, Dini?
I don't think you need them the way you used to, because you had to earn them back in the days, you know. You really had to. We had to see you really living it, like. But I just feel like you don't gotta work for it anymore. Like where I'm from, bro. Like there's real gangsters, Mo. You know what I'm saying? They worked for it, bro.
That's a fact.
They put in work. You know the vibes. They put in work for it. They really was out there. You know what I'm saying? So to see like you could just kind of like know the guys that are out there, and now you one of the out there guys, is just ill to me. Like I mean I get it because the kids. They're not built from that era that we were. Like, we were from a different era. Like, we had to see it. We had to know. We had to feel it. Today, you just got to see it. You just got to see it for a second.
True.
And then your mind's
quick
like...
IG clip, and you
like,
valid.
he does that.
Facts.
Like, it's like, remember how back in the days you could sit on a nice car? Mm-hmm. Back in the days, you would see it. That ain't his car. We just knew because if that was your car, we would see you with your car all the time.
That's a fact.
But nowadays, you'll see a person with the car, that's his car. It's just a different world we in now.
I think I'm going to piggyback off of Lang's point to a degree. I'm not going to fully write off the streets and say that it's not important. But what I will say is I think that it's a moving target. Like, I think someone here mentioned Kendrick, like Kendrick doesn't need street cred. I don't think so, because he's not rapping about that. But his band...
No, but he kind of is, though.
He kind of.
He's
a sidewalk nigga.
Yeah, but
Street said Jason.
But see,
Yeah.
right.
Spitting it from the view of seeing it from a sidewalk.
The same,
You ain't
the same
lived it.
thing
You
that
witnessed it
Nas
from your
used to
folks'
do,
pad.
that
Right.
he
Scribbled on
got
your
heat
notepad. It created your
for
life.
from a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, looking at it from a distance, but knowing...
But he's not really talking tough on his records like that, Kendrick. He's not like beating niggas up. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Niggas
no,
selling
not at all.
drugs.
But like,
really...
what I would say is like, whereas I don't think he needs it, a dude like Schoolboy, who's in that same crew, what he's rapping about, if it turns out that he was like some coward Crip or not even Crip at all.
Or imagine Schoolboy telling.
Right.
Imagine that.
Right. That's what I mean. Like, I believe that it depends on the artist.
Yeah.
Like Drake doesn't need street cred.
Please stop.
You know what I mean?
Drake got urinated
You know what I mean?
Drake.
All Drake's thug attempts kill me.
Drake doesn't need street cred, but a dude like Meek needs street cred. He needs it.
Necessary for
What
him.
he's talking about, if it ever comes up that Meek never went outside one time,
Yo, when you describe it like that, it kind of sounds like a crutch.
it depends on the artist.
Yeah.
Because your subject matter kind of determines whether you need the streets or not.
Why you
because
think it's
Meek,
so expensive?
the hood loves Meek. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because of what he's talking about.
Yeah.
So if it's not, he's validated. Meek will always have the hood. He might not have commercial success, but he can always feed like all these old Rockefeller dudes. Like Beans can always drop, and he'll have a few people who buy his record because he'll always have the hood. But like, it depends on the artist. I don't think the streets is not important. But if you're talking tough talk, you're talking gang shit, drug moving shit, you need the streets. That's where I'm at with that.
I agree with that. I
don't know. Another person, will stay in the streets and continue on our road here. From one person who wasn't necessarily valid in the streets of 6ix9ine, no shade, to a person who's probably made her career off the streets and validity in the streets, Young M.A. There was a tweet from Manuel Brown. Shout out to him. He's a supporter of the show.
What up, Manny?
Manny, what up, bro?
He said that Young M.A., as far as talent goes, is the GOAT female MC. I co-sign that. I don't think there's a female rapper nicer than M.A. ever.
Yo.
I'm saying,
I'm really trying to rack my brain to think there's gotta be.
Dini's face is exactly my face.
There's gotta be somebody. There's gotta be, Mo.
if you gotta think that hard, that kind of like lends to the point, no?
You put above Queen Latifah as far as like
I think
MC?
she's nicer than all of them.
Is she nicer than Rhapsody?
I think he's nicer than Rhapsody.
I mean, like, fine, that's a conversation to be had.
Yeah.
But, like, there's someone in her own era that, like, let's have the discussion.
She's
to say
nicer
she's
than
the
Nicki.
GOAT. Yeah, Nicki,
Yeah,
like,
I
is
agree
she
with
even
that.
nicer than Nicki Minaj?
Yeah.
I think
We
so.
haven't even gotten to Lauryn Hill yet.
She
Like,
nicer than
we're not
Cardi.
even
You
having
say
that
nicer, when you
conversation
say
right
nice-
now.
Oh, she's definitely good. Come
When you-
on,
when you
man.
say nice, you mean-
Stop making it
Lyrically,
stop
or just
making me
prefer
out
Yo,
to be
you
an advocate
let him
for
bait you, bro.
B's,
What the
man.
fuck are you talking about? You let him bait you into this. You understand that, right?
One verse. I like one verse.
The Cooper, look at the boop.
Yo, I'm
Yeah.
holding this whiskey hostage. Do you guys want the refill?
Yeah, pass that.
You know, so I guess at the rap roundtable, Sincere, you disagree with the take that she's the nicest?
That's a lot of hyperbole, man.
I
Is
disagree
it?
with it too.
Yeah,
for the record.
I almost don't want to bring up Lauren.
No, we're
I
not
feel
bringing
like-
up Lauren.
I
You
feel like-
can't bring
cannot-
up Lauren.
you
I
can't bring
feel
up
like I'm
Lauren.
almost forced to,
I'm
but
gonna bring up
I'm looking
Lauren.
around the room like no one's gonna mention Lauryn Hill. Like, what's up with
Listen,
y'all?
man.
Nah.
If we're talking
Lyrically,
no,
content, like
hold on. If we're talking bodies of work, then like the conversation is
of course,
completely
it's
out the
talking
window.
Talent.
it can't be
not-
a body of work.
Nah,
If
just
we
Talent.
like bar
but
for
if
bar.
we're talking about talent, the conversation is still out the window.
Who nicer than her?
The Lauren.
No.
Yes.
Ah,
No.
Joe,
Lauren's
come on.
not. Now you playing.
I don't mean to
devil's
sound
advocate, bro.
mean,
Now you just want.
but at this point, we've heard
bro.
more MA rapping than Lauryn Hill rapping at this point.
You just want to be a troll now.
I mean, at this point.
I mean, we had to. The fucking album had like 21 songs on the shit.
It was fire.
Why?
I'm only 5 songs in, the songs is fire. I can't.
I've not
it's,
gotten
it's
to the
dope.
Young
We
and
gonna
Man.
get there
like
though.
it.
We-
I'm not
we
gonna
get
go.
there.
I'm not gonna
Alright.
go as far as fire, but it's dope.
It's dope.
It's dope. But 21 so come on.
That's a lot.
Anyway,
Who's
that's
nicer?
overkill.
Lauren? She will
Lauren?
cook Lauren.
I think Rhapsody will cook Young and
Nope.
Man. I think so.
Rhapsody will put MA to sleep.
Oh God, see, he's trolling you. Don't take the bait, Sin.
She's
Don't
lyrical.
take the bait.
I think
Listen, man.
Rhapsody's more
He's
lyrical.
just trying to get a
matter of
rise
fact,
out of you, bro.
let's do this. I'm gonna say it right now. Rod Digger.
No way.
She's not fucking with Rod
I'm
Digger.
not
Rod Digger
with you
got
there,
Very
bro.
similar to
No
Rod
way.
Digger.
I'm
Rod
not-
Digger got
I-
bars.
I do not support this Rod Digger
she will.
take.
She will eat
Rod Digger was
MA's
nice, though.
lunch.
Don't do it like that.
Rod
Ain't,
Digger was aight.
ain't nothing
She was
wrong.
aight.
I like MA. I like MA, but let's not jump out
Nah,
the
we
window with
fucks
this.
with
Is
Young
it,
and
is, it,
Man.
is it not safe to say Young M.A. is probably like at least in your top 3 female favorite MCs?
At the
No,
moment,
not right now. No, at the
The
moment,
only
yes.
person bar
All
for
time,
bar,
this
talent-wise, that's messing with MA, and I might move off of it, is Remy. That's it.
Oh, we haven't even talked
That's
about
it.
Rap.
Rap like
See,
dude.
That's
right.
it.
You know what? You know what? Now I know you're not listening for bars. You're listening for delivery. You're listening for delivery.
That hoodness.
And that hood, like
Not part of the package.
It is, but that's not bars though. That's
She
not
got
necessarily
bars.
bars.
She got
She
bars.
has bars. But now you bringing in the delivery and the voice.
I ain't even saying
And
you did.
So you like female rappers that sound like niggas. That's what it is.
Oh shit!
You
Whoa!
like female rappers that
Whoa,
sound like
buddy.
I feel attacked.
Digga,
Like
first
dudes.
name
Nah,
Rajia.
Sincere
I
coming
think-
in hot.
Like I said in the group chat, I said her syllable game is mean.
Hard.
Her vocab
Yeah.
is mean. She got bars.
She gets playful on the track.
She write her own shit.
She's
I think,
mad nice.
I think she's super gifted.
I agree.
And nobody's fucking with MA.
She
Brooklyn,
is.
what's good?
Ooh.
I'm going there.
It's
If she was from the Bronx, I'd have been all over.
we can't.
Nah, Young
made
M.A.
it,
is
I made
mad
it,
nice. I love Young M.A. But let's pump the brakes
No,
a
I'm
little
not.
bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm going
a little
full
bit.
speed on the highway. 95 on the
On
highway.
the Kings County Highway.
Yeah,
A
man.
little bit. And she talk about dude shit because she's,
She's a nice.
She's
She's
unconventional.
Seinfeld is just not, Oh my
not
god.
that there's anything wrong with that.
Yes. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yes.
The fuck are you talking about?
Shout out to my Seinfeld heads out there. Y'all get the reference.
Y'all get the vibes.
Nah, you know what? But this is the thing about rap. I'm willing to rock with MA only because she can rap, and she's well beyond that generic she can rap.
Is she better than Megan?
Oh come
Yeah,
on!
hell
Oh
yeah.
come on!
All right, all right.
That's
all
not
right.
against Megan.
all right,
She just
all right,
nicer.
all right, all right.
Megan don't even deserve that comp.
Because you're
okay.
you're in that Megan.
Megan makes words rhyme.
Yeah. She does other things.
MA is
too.
nice.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things.
She does a lot of things. Hey girl.
I'm sorry, you're in that Megan fan club though, so I wanted to make sure.
Are we all?
Why are you attacking me?
I'm just
Don't single
just
out
call, I'm
Joe
just
now.
calling
I
it.
feel attacked. Nah, but you know what? I'm willing to have that argument because it's about someone who's talented at rapping. in this current era, it's so rough to find people who are actually nice at rapping, who want to be good at rapping, who you can say such and such is better than such and such, and it's not just you trolling. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's dope.
Okay, but why has it not transferred to a dope ass body of work?
Well, I think the issue prior to this album dropping was the fact of the streets. She was wild respected. She is wild respected. Kind of like how Kiss is. Like, Kiss don't gotta do anything.
That's a great comparison.
Like, MA is always gonna be valid because of the streets.
I thought that would have been a better than the Beanie Siegel reference you used. I thought that Kiss would have been that would have been clutch.
With him too.
Yes.
You know?
I
think that she knows she's good. Mm-hmm. She knows she's respected. Prior to this album was like, yo, I could put my record out whenever. They fuck with me. And that was kind of the approach. She said herself, she's not really like in this industry shit. She's a homebody. You know?
Yeah.
So it's kind of tricky, but with this body of work though, I'm ready to move off of that point, you know? I mean, before we get there, who actually listened to the album front to back?
It just came out today. We're recording on a Friday. What's today's date?
The 27th.
The 27th of September. So I've not yet heard the album.
Deanie said listen to 5.
I'm about 5 songs in. I like it.
Nah, I went in.
Okay.
You heard the whole thing?
Yeah.
Me too.
All 21, some odd 21, right?
That seems
21
excessive.
records. It's old school in the approach.
2019 it is.
Sin, what'd you think?
No, hold on. Old school, like
loaded albums, like a lot of tracks.
yeah, but
Nowadays they're giving us like
10 to 18 maybe.
right, but old, I mean that's like early 2000. So I guess
old school, bro.
Yeah, all right.
Like, what's your like a 1 or 2 sentence take on?
I enjoyed the album. I was pleasantly surprised by. All right, so it's no secret that like I'm a beat wise, production wise, I'm a boom bap head, right?
Oh, I just woke up.
Yo, Jarv just fell asleep.
God damn it, man. But so the production is definitely not that. But
Really?
I mean, it's
I'm
not
surprised by that.
boom bap like what? Like you expect primo beats and P Rock
From
beats
Young
on
M.A., kind of.
I mean, but I'm talking about
What the fuck are you talking about?
She's a New York rapper. That's the kind of
New
rapper
York
she
rapper,
is.
but that doesn't mean it's gonna be like boom bap. I mean, she's a modern rapper, so she's
You
gonna
don't think
have
Ooh
that
is
more
kind of
trap.
boom bapish?
Huh?
You don't think
Ish.
Ooh is kind of boom bapish?
Ish.
All right. What I'm saying is the aesthetics of the sounds. You know what I mean? Not so much the rhythm or the pace of it. I'm just talking about the aesthetics of the sounds. It's gonna be a lot of 808s. It's gonna be a lot of deep bass. It's gonna be a lot of a lot of clap, a lot of hi hats.
So you hated the production.
But that's what I'm saying. I didn't hate the production.
Oh.
I thought the production was good, despite the fact that it's a lot of it's a lot of 808s in there.
A lot of trap?
A lot of trap-ish sounds.
Okay.
Right. Whether even if it's not the trap tempo. So yeah. So, but she can rhyme. She can rhyme, and what I liked about it is that there were several songs in there that gave me some levels and some depth to her, right? Instead of just her talking her shit throughout 21 songs, right? There was some songs about relationships. There was some songs about like her personal struggles. There was some songs, I got a sense, I feel like I got a sense of who M.A. is as a person a little bit. And that's all I ever ask out of a body of work is like, give me at least, 1, 2, maybe 3 songs where like I get to see who you are as a person when you put down the facade, right? That whole persona that you build up to be a rapper, all the tough talk, all the bravado, like that's dope. We love that, right? But just put it down for a second. Give me, a little introspection. Give me a little bit of like your life experience. Give me a little bit about, what your views are on the world. Some to that effect. And I feel like M.A. gave me that. Out of 21 songs, it was only maybe like, a handful, but she still gave me that. So
A handful.
a handful.
Okay.
That was a great
That were good
1 or 2 sentence
or
review, by the way.
introspective.
Huh?
You mean a handful of introspective?
Introspective.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, a handful that were introspective. But even the joints where she was, of course, talking her shit, she still came off because her slick talk is fire.
Oh yeah.
Very.
You know what I mean? That's what it is.
Love
That's
for
her
slick
bag.
talk.
Yeah.
Well, are you ready to rate it right now? Would you give it a grade right now? Or you want to circle back?
I might circle back. I mean, it just came out today. I only gave it one run through, but three and a half.
3.5.
I give it a 3.5.
All right. For me, listening to the album,
You heard it?
yeah.
Okay.
Everything Sin said off the rip, accurate. But for me, I'll take it a step further. What I want to say about the production aspect is Young M.A's album, to me, in 2019, is what New York should sound like. That's the take I was telling you guys about before we got on. What I believe is that while she had the 808s, there was some trap-ish elements. If you listen, she's still inspired by yesteryear's boom bap.
He definitely raps like a boom bap.
Acoustically, the album was a nice package of a little boom bap, a little trap, and it had a little bit of sample action in there as well.
A little bit.
It had a little bit of, to me, that's always in New York. We'll never get back to what New York was. But if New York adopted certain popular sounds and folded it into a New York aesthetic, we would make some fire. And I think the beat selection, I almost felt like I did this album. If I was gonna pick beats for M.A, the beats that she chose, I would have picked them shits.
That's a great compliment.
Because it's she found a way to check all the acoustic boxes while staying true to herself. She never went outside of herself on that album.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? And it's that's what I want from New York. We'll never get the Heatmakers or Primo or Just Blaze or any of that. We're not getting that back anymore unless you go to the Jim Jones album.
Yeah, I was gonna say we had one of those this year.
But I mean, for younger acts, we're not gonna get that. But if you get someone who knows how to tie in certain sounds and make it pop, M.A did that for me.
Yeah.
Off the rip, the intro to the album, you could see she's talking about something. Sin nailed it. There were moments where she got introspective. She talked about her mom, talked about losing her brother, talked about ladies. She talked about a lot of different things. The album flowed like she came through. I'm young M.A, I'm nice. Then it got to a segment of the album. It was a lot of relationship talk. Then it kind of swerved to I'm tired of the streets.
Wow.
Yeah.
Get into the bag, etc. You know what I mean? My issue with the album though is that I felt like out of the 21 records, there were 6 or 7 of them that while the beats were different, the subject matter was the same shit.
Right. Could have easily cut. There was a lot. There was
a lot of filler.
A lot of songs where
filler.
she's talking about ass and playing with your bubble and being rich. That you could have got rid of that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But
made her a tighter package.
Exactly.
I think I think the feminists might come at us and say, well, if it's a man saying it, then...
No. Because maybe. But the lucky thing about the Rap Roundtable and this being a podcast is that we always kill repetitive shit. So if you want to be mad...
That's a fact.
If it's repetitive, we don't like it.
Also overblown shit, oversaturated shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? 21 songs,
Sid, I'm sorry, can you just pass the bottle over here?
Oh.
Not for me.
I got it over here?
Pass the bottle.
Anyway.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, if 21 songs is too much for
Sid, the
any
bottle.
album.
You gotta pass the bottle.
Hold up,
My bad, bro. I'm sorry.
Anyway. 21 songs is too much. Unless it's a double album, 21 songs is too much for anybody. That was my point. If you would have let me finish it.
I'm sorry.
What I think she did was, especially being that Petty WAP record was on there, I'm willing to bet that she had whatever was fire that she made over the few years span from Ooh to now.
I love Petty WAP.
She just gave you everything. She cleared the decks. So basically, when the follow-up album comes, it'll be all new shit.
Right.
But again, I love the album. I love the beat selection. I love the good rapping, good to great rapping. This record, put it this way, much like the Jim Jones album, I said I would go back to it. Some albums to me, I'll listen to it, I'll front to back it, and I know I'm never going back. You know what I mean? I'm just doing it because I got to do it.
I agree with that take.
You know?
Yeah.
What was that song? Stubborn something?
Yeah, Stubborn Ass. Fire.
I love that song.
Fire. And we as men can relate to that.
Absolutely.
100%.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit, I gotta hear this shit.
I ain't get up to that.
I'm going to go back to that album. There's going to be songs that I'm going to listen to for a very long time. To me, M.A. made one of the better albums this year. I'm not going to say best because there's a lot of like filler.
Yeah.
But she made one of the better albums this year. And I think M.A. has a classic in her. That's
Okay.
where I'm willing to go. I think a more cohesive project with
14
her
points.
ear for beats, she has a classic in her. I believe that.
Interesting.
Gotta
Do
get with
you
the right
wanna-
team and the right.
Do you want to give a rating to the album,
Producers.
Jarv, or do you want to let the smoke clear? a
Now
little bit?
I'm with Sin. Right now, on that first list is 3.5. It could go up. It's not gonna go lower than 3.5, but it can go up.
I give some crazy takes the first time I listen to an album, so I don't want to hold you guys to that, but it's interesting. I definitely got to check
Now
it
listen
out.
to it. Because the
Yeah,
thing is,
for sure.
You know what it is? It's not a monotonous listen though. It's a very easy listen. The beats are similar, but they don't sound the same. And there's a certain beats, like there's a record where I think she was talking about like when her mom like not getting good grades and her mom's working 9 to 9.
Right.
And she had like I don't know the song she sampled was from something from the 80s. It was a dope sample. And it's like she's flexing her rapping ability throughout the
Yeah,
album.
but she said she turned textbooks into checkbooks.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yo, that's a dope line.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
'Cause,
Talking about teacher
teachers
saying
was-
she wasn't gonna be shit.
Yeah.
You know, like if you love rapping, forget like album, just rapping. Off the rip, you're gonna be satisfied. Then you can start picking apart the other stuff. You know what I mean?
And I'll be honest, like at this point in my life, like usually when I go into an album or any project, like just off the rip, I'm listening for production first. That wasn't always the case, right? But now it like the production has to catch my ear. And if it doesn't, then like it's a wrap for
Why?
anything else. You know what I mean?
Did the production catch your ear?
It definitely did, right? Because I was expecting, again, because it's a newer artist, and so I was expecting to hear like, you know, sort of a monotonous sound, and I didn't get that. Like it held my attention long enough to be like, you know what? All right, I'm gonna listen to the next song, and then I'm gonna listen to the next song. By the time,
Yeah.
by the time I knew it, I was like halfway through, and I was listening to like all these other, you know, facets of her life, and I was like, oh, okay, so she's giving me an album.
Right.
You know what I
right.
mean?
Right. And that's the thing. I felt like I don't know her government name, but I felt like I got to know her on this album. Like she's from even like the ad libs, like even a little bullshit when she's the talking before songs. You're getting a certain vibe about who she is, who the squad is. She's a bit of a goofball. You listen to the ad-libs, listen to how I talk. She's a bottle. She's a goofballish stoner who loves girls with fat asses. I got to know young M.A.
Yo, you
on
just
that record.
described me, bro. Like me and young M could be best friends.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to know her, bro. I mean, like, and we could get to know more, and I believe we can, but I'm okay with this. Like, I think for a 21-track album, I got through like the first maybe 9 songs before I felt like, I'm not sure if I like this song. You know what I mean? First 8 or 9 records was like, ooh, this is tough. Like, you know, if I had to compare this to any album, I would compare this to Championships. Whereas like, when you think about what Meek's album, like 1 to 11 was fire, and then it became like mixtape Meek for like 12 to like 16. I was like,
Right.
why are these songs here? You know what I'm saying?
Interesting.
I think Meeks was better.
Yeah.
But
like the fact that
the
it bloated,
aesthetic of it, yeah.
bloated it where you
That's
had
the word I was looking
something.
for. Loaded.
You had a.
What I'm getting, I'm sorry for cutting you
No,
off,
go
Jar,
ahead.
but what I'm getting from the both of your takes on this album is that it was definitely a flawed album, but an intriguing one in that we have an ascending artist who might like really like fuck us up very
Right. She
soon
might-
with
she might
a
make her mark.
dope ass album.
Yes,
She's
there
on her
it is.
way to make her mark.
Interesting. I gotta check this out. But
She's not going nowhere.
Yo, can I just say I love this? Like moving forward on this podcast, we might want to assign albums for the 4 of us because I love like
Yeah.
being. You know what I'm saying? Like I love
Yeah.
this dynamic right now where we
Yeah.
haven't all heard the album. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Dope.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure we all listen to this next album though. DaBaby.
I got some takes, guys. Buckle up.
I was coming to you.
Yo, can I? Could you guys
Here
clear out
we
for a
go.
second?
Here
Clear
we
it out.
go.
We getting out the way. We
Yo,
getting out the way.
all right.
ISO, full
So this is the second album he's dropped this year.
Yes.
The first one was really good.
Fire.
It did have some flaws. I think the most pronounced flaw on Baby, which was the first album he dropped this year, and I think we'd all agree on this, was that it was repetitive. It was repetitive sonically,
But it was dope.
lyrically, in terms of its content, but it was dope. It was a dope-ass album.
Right.
And I was listening to Kirk, which is the album that dropped today, and the same strengths on Baby were there. Like, I'm listening to this guy rap, and like, man, there's certain songs, he's in a different kind of pocket. Like, he can really rap. You know what I'm
Just
saying?
one pocket though.
I disagree with that. I feel like he really was able to switch it up, both in terms of his flow, like in terms of like his production, and also the content. Like, he was talking about his
Content definitely switched up.
his father was passing away. He talked about his brother. You know.
Question.
Yeah.
How many times did he talk about that throughout the album?
I
Can
mean,
you
maybe
remember?
once.
Maybe
or
once
twice.
in the intro.
But see, that's a fair point. But Sin,
I'm gonna say twice. I feel like I heard it
But
later
Sin,
in
listen.
the album.
Second
he's
song, I think he mentioned that too.
he's so good at rapping. He's
He
so
is.
good at that it
Great.
doesn't take much of the other stuff. If you give me a little bit of that other stuff, then we're looking at the full package, I think.
Pause.
Anyway, I'm gonna get off my soapbox in a second. Again, disclaimer: I listened to the album once.
Right.
I mean, I'm buying all of the DaBaby stock, man.
You all in?
I'm all in. Listen, we talked about it. I talked about it with Deanie before we got here. Sin was unimpressed by the album. I'm sorry for if I'm cutting your legs from up under you.
Like,
But listen, I'm buying all the DaBaby stock. If we take the whole package of what this dude brings to the table, I think we're looking at a man that has mastered the art of rap superstardom in 2019.
Jesus Christ.
wow, that's you're
Yeah,
just
listen,
fully jumping out the window
yeah, dude, he's fucking nice.
with wings on.
I love DaBaby.
And a halo, bro.
Here's my last take. This album made me think. You guys know how I love Kendrick.
Come on, don't.
Well, no, I'm not.
don't
Just
do
let me
it.
hold on. So if I'm making a list of the best rappers alive, it probably goes like Kendrick, Pusha. I really like Freddie Gibbs. I'm sure you guys can like throw some other names at me. I think DaBaby is on the short list. I can't name.
bro.
I can't name 10 other rappers on that list.
So wait, he's in your top 10
Fuck are you talking about?
I knew that was coming.
currently top 10, top 5.
Just bar for bar, definitely top 10, borderline
The
top 5.
fuck are you talking about?
Double time.
For me, it's like Kendrick, Pusha, Freddie Gibbs.
Okay,
Number 4.
where's Ross on that?
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Okay,
You insult me. You wound me.
Get the fuck out of
Get
here.
the fuck out of here.
You insult
Nah,
me.
yo, dead ass. No gas, bro. DaBaby is probably number 4 on that list right now. Wow. Yeah. I'm a fan. He's in a different kind of pocket.
You already here, so you might as well finish.
but he just spoiled my whole take, man.
Jeez.
You said it best, but not in this. Listen.
Yeah, no. I was actually kind of excited going into this album because I enjoyed the first album. Again,
A lot.
This is not it's not my lane, it's not my bag, right? But because of his skill at rapping, right? Yeah, he just rhymes effortlly. That's the thing about him.
Yeah, man.
It just like
It's God given with
yeah,
that dude.
it just like rolls off the tongue. Like all his verses is just like they just kind of like,
Smooth.
effortlessly. Yeah, just spits them like no issues, right? And he's got that swag, he's got that pocket, but in terms of the body of work, the first album,
Eclipses.
because it was my intro into who he is and the music that he makes. I was like, okay, all right, he kind of talks about the same stuff all the time. A lot of these songs sound the same, but I took it for what it's worth. It's his first project, right? It's not. It's 2019. It's not 1994 where like niggas is coming out with Illmatics and Ready to Dies and like no, they're not doing that. They're just putting out like what they can, what they know how to do. So that's what he did. So I'm looking at this second album like, oh, I'm gonna see some growth. Or I'm sorry, I'm hoping to see some growth. And then hold on, and then he goes on an interview, and they're asking him like, yo, what should we expect from this album? And he starts talking about, yo, like
what's the greatest album of your generation?
The greatest albums of your generation. When you think about the greatest albums of your generation, what do you think about? You know what I mean? And my album's gonna be that, right? I forgot what radio station he was on.
I thought he was talking about the album. He want to talk about an interview.
Hold on. I forgot what radio station he was on.
It don't even matter.
Right? But the interviewer was like,
what's he talking about?
Was like Life After Death.
Uh-huh.
DaBaby came on.
It wasn't Nick Cannon?
Hold on,
I'm
man.
sorry.
Let him finish.
The interviewer was like Life After Death, right? DaBaby came on and was like, oh, you're a little older than me. I'm thinking more the Carter 3.
I mean.
And so as soon as I hear Carter 3, I'm like, all right, your view on classic timeless albums is a little skewed already.
Ooh,
right?
The rap snob is in the building.
And so that lowered my expectations a little bit. But then I'm still like, okay, but the Carter 3 gave me, you know, this vibe here and a little introspection over there and like a little party joint over here, blah, blah, blah. And then I listened to the album and I'm like, all right, the intro came on and he's being introspective and I'm like, okay, maybe I can expect more of this. And then I never got that again. He went right back to being the same monotonous rapper that he was on Baby on Baby.
With less dope beats.
With worse beats, bro.
I will staunchly disagree with that. The
my
production
God.
on this album
No.
was far superior to the production on Baby on Baby.
What's the song that's better than Sugar on the whole album?
Dude, I mean...
Hit the get the fuck out of here, please.
What the fuck are you talking about?
What the fuck are you talking about? That's even better. No, how I said, just like I said before, when I'm listening to a new project, today, if I go into a new album or whatever, I'm listening for the production. The production has to catch my ear, and on this album, it just didn't do it. On the first album, I wasn't crazy about it, but it was good enough to where I was like, all right, let me hear the whole thing through. This time, it was like, yo, who is he getting for production? Is he just like getting dudes off of YouTube, just like handing out free beats?
Joint with Nicki.
I can't believe
Bro,
it.
that beats was trash.
I think you were blinded by your hatred of Lil Wayne.
Please get better. Please get better. I'm listening to the whole album like, please get better.
Nah, I'm gonna jump
bro.
in and I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna tell you what I told Sin in the text. I was like, I'm 8 tracks in, and the best thing about the album was the features. Like Kevin Gates came through, bodied the album off the rip. Even Onika, as much as you don't like Nicki, Onika, she did better than he did.
Yeah.
Lil Baby bodied him. What we talking about? Fucking Moneybagg Yo came through,
Lil
showed
Baby
out.
did not body him.
He did.
I love Lil Baby, okay?
bodied
I'm a
him, bro.
fan.
He bodied him.
Baby.
To me, that DaBaby album, fam, it took a step back from Baby on Baby.
Oh my
If
God.
you
gonna talk about it,
Large step.
massive step back.
It absolutely
Large
did.
Like, if you really being honest, he spoke about his pops on the intro. R.I.P. to DaBaby's dad. Losing any parent, that's
Tough.
a shitty situation, right? But throughout the album, it was daughter, money, I'ma beat you up.
Shoot
Back
you.
to the daughter. If you bring a knife, I'ma bring a gun. Back to the daughter.
Of course.
I'm from Charlotte. I'ma beat you up. I like women. I'm rich. He
That's
comes
a
on the
fact.
track the
That's a whole
same way, huh? How much song started with that? Huh?
Yo, I'll give him this. I'll give him
that?
this. He is the most efficient rapper because he doesn't waste any time. He does not let the beat ride
At
for
all.
even half a
The
first bar of the beat, he's already on it.
Like, DaBaby's like super drill rapper. Like, he's like Super Saiyan drill rapper.
Yeah.
All right, listen, I'm buying all the stock. You guys can sell it to me.
Don't
5
give me-
years from now, we're going to listen to this podcast.
That don't mean the album is good.
I loved it. I loved the album.
He's good at rapping. I'm not even gonna say he
Great
can
at
rap.
rapping.
He's beyond he can rap.
Right.
The man is nice, right?
Nice.
Are you on board with like top 5 rappers doing it right now?
No.
Just bar for bar?
No,
No.
absolutely not.
Top 10?
No.
Wow.
Maybe if I sat down and think about it, maybe top 10. I'm sure we can get a.
Listen, I don't know.
When you
I-
say doing it right now, what does that mean?
Like current art, like I'm not talking about like Rakim and not even like
I mean, like-
Jay-Z or Nas, like
Oh,
you know,
that's
rapping today?
like new
Active?
school artists, yeah.
Yeah, like top 10.
Yeah.
Fine.
I don't know how many of y'all gonna relate to this, but back in like, what was that, 96, 97, when cannabis had this buzz,
Yeah.
don't like, you know, turn your nose up at the,
Nah, this was huge
at
back
the
in the
cannabis
days. This was
name,
huge.
right? Because
I love
at that point, like the way that he would attack a track, right?
Different.
And this was in the lyrical miracle era. So like the way that he would attack a track, like it caught everybody's attention, right? And then the album dropped and the beats were trash.
Right.
And he didn't know how to like really like change from that battle rapper type of persona to something that would extend throughout a whole body of work and give you those snippets of like Young M.A. did.
I'm gonna get you right here. What Sin is saying is, and I agree, is the album had no personality.
I think I so
was
disagree
dry.
with that. I think that's his greatest asset as an artist
Whereas
is his
we
personality.
got to know Young M.A. from East New York, Brooklyn. What do we know about DaBaby after this album? What do we know that we didn't know coming in?
we know that he's the
Upside.
hottest rapper in hip hop.
We don't want that.
he's not.
That's a mixtape.
And I was telling you earlier, it's like certain artists think that like, yo, I'm gonna make the introspective intro and I'm gonna have a classic, no matter what else
but
I
he
put
was-
on the album.
Guys,
Like just the introspective intro alone.
he was more introspective throughout the album. And look, I agree. It wasn't, you know, like it wasn't
wasn't a
Joe
first stretch.
Budden introspection.
No, but it wasn't like it wasn't.
But he was talking about his relationships, his status as a father, and again, it was not what the album was about. But I got enough of it coupled with his prowess as an
Mention it.
MC that to
Nah,
me I
but
enjoyed it.
You can mention it, but you didn't expand on it. Is the issue I had with him. You mentioned your daughter, right? But you ain't really expand on it. Wow, what was your
Listen,
life like? What was your life like in Charlotte?
There's just certain people that can't that are just incapable of reaching deeper to produce product like that.
That's a fact.
That he might just be one of those
Maybe he-
artists.
Well, no,
that's
but
like,
he's getting better.
No,
People
no,
don't want it, though.
but my thing, what I'm saying is, he might be cognitive of the fact that people are saying, all right, you're not giving us much depth. We want you to dig deeper, and this is him trying to dig deeper, and I'm like, bro, that's not that deep, bro.
I kind of
It's
like
really
that he's
not.
not trying that hard
was
because
very
his
shallow.
whole vibe is him doing it without trying that hard.
Right.
And he did it without like going out of his way to do it. Like remember, was it Offset's album earlier in the year?
Same thing.
That's
Same exact
it felt
thing.
like the Offset album.
Nah,
It's there.
see, with the Offset album, I felt like he was going out of his way. Like, all right, you know, the guys at the label told me I got to be more, you know, tell
Offset
them more
gave
of my
us
personal
more
life.
than DaBaby did.
He did, but it came off to me as contrived, whereas DaBaby was just doing what he does.
We
He was
don't-
getting in the booth and just
Nah,
spitting.
no. that
Your
was
debut
contracted.
album should not be doing what you do. That's where you make your mark, bro. Again, I didn't hear no avenues in Charlotte. I didn't hear nothing about coming up in Charlotte. You wear the Charlotte jersey everywhere, don't you?
Wait,
That's the city, bro.
was Baby on Baby was officially a mixtape?
I think it was an album.
No, I think that was his debut album. No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah, it was-
no, Kirk.
Interscope was
no, I
behind
think Kirk
it,
is
yeah.
his debut album. I think.
Oh, really?
I think
You sure?
Baby.
I mean, like
Was it-
nowadays, who knows?
so.
You know,
Right.
I feel like this discussion is even like
I
you know,
could
who
be
cares?
wrong.
Like,
You know, this is a podcast. We're not
Album,
experts here. But I could be wrong on that. But
yo, give me all of the baby stuff.
No, 'cause you just
buy,
go and just say,
I'd
hey,
buy it
you
from
should check
all
it
three of
out.
y'all.
maybe he'll realize with the next project that maybe I should talk about, when I was coming up and I was a good rapper.
yeah.
Like, what made you this tough guy?
And then I'ma be like, I
wanna
told
know.
y'all.
Yo,
I want to know.
This album is might not even be top 5 album in North Carolina.
Oof.
There was Little Brother.
Sincere, that
I'm
is your worst
gonna
take.
throw on my boom bap.
That's your worst
classic
take.
hip hop.
Oh,
tape.
Rhapsody.
There was Little Brother.
Right,
Oh yeah, that album was
Rhapsody.
dope.
right.
There was
the Dreamville.
no, the Dreamville.
Right.
There was YBN Corday. He's from North
I still
Carolina.
have not heard that album. I need to get on that.
Hold on,
That's a
that's
bad
that
job.
was
by
a
me.
dope, that
come
was
out
a
this
dope
year last
album, and he gave me layers.
Okay.
Right. So he might. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, you gave me
another-
4. You didn't give me
that-
5.
Yeah,
It's definitely
so he
top
might
5.
He might be the fifth.
The fifth.
by
Barely.
default.
By
Barely.
default. There's like a space, and then another space, and then another space, and then fifth.
Yeah, we're just waiting for somebody else from
Oh,
North
man.
Carolina to come in.
Well,
You mentioned
Thunder
Boom-
4X had an album, but that's like his little man, but
Yeah,
it wasn't
okay.
better than that. Yeah.
We talking boom bap. You mentioned this, you know.
Yeah.
This is your turn. You know, we had Skyzoo drop a little some action. We had Gangstar and J. Cole.
Woo!
So I'm gonna get the hell out of the way now because you know I don't want to get caught on camera rolling my eyes again.
Yo, bro, last episode,
Oh, shit.
I was like, yo, and on top of that, Joel Ortiz came out with an album. This guy over here, yo, he nearly fell asleep on me, on the spot. He was like, he was like the SpongeBob meme.
Yep.
All right, I'm
I'ma head out.
I'm gonna head out.
Oh, I left. Wait, I'll let you finish. No, I ain't cut you off.
That's a fact. That's a fact. You let me rock.
It was good though.
Nah, listen, man. Number 1, Gangstar. I'll say it again. Gangstar in 2019 with a new record.
Amazing.
Unbelievable. Like since Guru passed, R.I.P. to Guru.
R.I.P. to the great Guru.
Right? You know, everybody just felt like, all right, that's the end of Gangstar. It wasn't like, you know what I mean? Like soon after he passed, like we didn't get any, you know,
we knew he had to have some cuts, though.
posthumous vocals or anything like that, or any remixes or anything like that. So we was like, all right, I guess that is what it is, right? And we're just gonna let the Gangstar legacy live on, right, as it was. And then fast forward to 2019, just a couple weeks ago, Primo goes on social media and starts like teasing like some new material, and everybody's like, oh, what's this gonna be about, right? Then he gets Nas to drop a voicemail.
A voicemail. In
like
2019.
Like right.
No, Bree.
It could have made it a text, but a voicemail like, yo, is it new Gangstar coming out? That's crazy. And everybody's ears perked up. Well, all the boom bap heads.
Yep.
Their ears perked up, right? And people didn't know what to expect because it's 2019. It's, you know, Gangstar has passed on. It's, you know, posthumous lyrics. Those don't always turn out well, right? Yep. And then come to find out, J. Cole was going to be featured on the record. And there was definitely people on Twitter that was like,
Well,
J. Cole.
How did you feel about that, Sin?
I thought if anybody was going to do it from the new era, it should be J. Cole.
Okay.
Or Kendrick.
Or Kendrick, but not even... Yeah, but Kendrick, I feel like J. Cole...
He's a California dude.
Right, I feel like J. Cole
is a better fit.
Yeah. I feel like J. Cole I feel like J. Cole is a little bit more connected with the New York energy than Kendrick is, right? Even though Kendrick's not like a gangster rapper from, but he's definitely like West Coast, Cali, you know, that, you know, you feel that energy from him. But I think Cole was the right pick if you're gonna take an artist from the new era that has a name, right? And you're gonna throw it on a throwback Gangstar record. Cole is the way to do it, right? And so the record dropped, and I was blown away. I'm gonna be all the way real. Like when I heard Guru, his voice come on, like shed a little thug tear. You know what I mean? Just a little bit. I'm not a thug, but you know what I mean? Like I just, you know, I was like, yo, like I didn't know how much I missed his voice in hip hop, especially over a Primo track, until I listened to that, and I was like, damn, man, like
nostalgia.
Yeah.
And like I was mentioning to you when we went to the cigar bar last week, Primo did a hell of a job of building the vocals around the beat. A lot of times we get those posthumous records, the rapper sounds off beat a little bit. Primo made sure that this was the best sounding Guru we could possibly get for this
Absolutely.
record. And I feel like I was very happy with that because I'm tired of it sounding like borderline force or reach. Like this sounded organic. Like I'm not gonna say they was in the studio together, but at the very least, R.I.P. Guru. But he recorded his verse and then emailed it to Cole. That's what it sounded like. Like yo Cole, I got this record for you, son.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he bodied it. Like he spit like he sounded like prime Guru to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all heard the record, but
I've not heard the record.
Fire.
you hit yo Langston, what's good?
I'm fucking up, man.
Kids
A
got
lot of football to watch. A lot of football to watch.
A lot of J-Mo to drink.
Nah, I'm gonna get to it though.
Listen, just to put a bow on this, Primo's one of the GOATs.
That's a fact. 100%.
He constructed this beat to be both, potent and nostalgic, and just so that when you put the Guru vocals over it,
Glaze.
yeah, it's just like molded together. It was perfect, man. And then J. Cole, I was nervous about the J. Cole verse on there. I was like, I don't know how J. Cole really is gonna sonically fit with this. And he came in with sort of an unorthodox flow.
Right.
And I was like, oh, where's he going with this? But then, maybe like 2 to 4 bars in, like he landed and his flow was a little less unorthodox, and he just, he rode the beat.
It seemed like he was trying too hard when he first got on.
Yeah, it was like, yo,
track
how
of
am
the
I gonna
legend,
make my
man.
mark on this when it's not about you? You know what I mean? So, but Cole did his thing. After I got used to like the first 2 to 4 bars, I was like, all right, now I know what to expect when he comes in. And I've had that track on repeat for like the past week.
There's one thing we haven't touched on.
What's that?
I think we need to. Cole said this is his last feature. And I've been someone in our discussions, both on the podcast and just, fucking around. I've not been a Cole supporter, but this run of features, he was on J Rock's album, he was on 21 Savage's album.
Right.
He's been on a bunch of albums and has been
Rhapsody.
killing these fucking features. Rhapsody. Although that song
I feel
came
like
out
there was
like a couple
another-
years ago. Yeah.
I feel like there was
notable.
another feature that he absolutely bodied, and I'm forgetting right now.
So I
But
just
he's
want to
been on a
ask.
tear.
He's been on the fucking tear. Are we
the
sad
name of the song he did
that
with
I'm a little
J.I.D.?
sad that he's not doing any features anymore?
Well, that to me sounds like he's gonna go into album mode. In which case, I might just head out. I'm gonna be out.
Yeah. Speaking of that, just to circle back, just for a quick second, whereas DaBaby was kind of heavy on the features with his album, and May went 21 tracks, and about like 16 or 17 of them was just her. That's another reason why I'm giving it the grade that I gave it, because this is her album, this is her story, pun intended. But what about the Skyzoo record, bro?
Both the Gangstar song with J. Cole and then this Skyzoo project with Pete Rock. For those of you unfamiliar, Skyzoo is a MC out of Brooklyn, right? He's put out a lot of projects, some projects with, tag team him and one other producer. He seems to, enjoy those type of projects or putting together those type of projects. Anyway, so some months ago, it was said that he was doing a project with Pete Rock. Now, I like Skyzoo. I'm not gonna put him in no like top anything list, but I whenever Skyzoo puts out a project, I enjoy it, right? But then when he said that he was doing a joint with Pete Rock, I was like, I'm all over that. Because Pete Rock is another one of the GOATs.
Legend.
Right?
Definitely.
And so, and I said this, I might have tweeted it, I think. On Friday, when Gangstar, the Gangstar record dropped, the Gangstar record definitely got the more attention online because obviously it's Primo and Guru and R.I.P. to Guru and like, oh my God, like he's dead. How is it gonna be a new Gangstar song? Right? So the Skyzoo and Pete Rock kind of went even more under the radar than was expected. Obviously, Skyzoo is not a big name, radio-wise, but it was already expected to be under the radar. It went a little bit more under the radar because of the Gangstar joint. But the Skyzoo and Pete Rock project delivered. If you like pen work, MCing, Brooklyn shit, Pete Rock on the boards, on the beats, right? and just enjoy some classic boom bap samples, but layered samples in ways that you're like, yo, how did he layer this with that and that sample with this drums and like you know.
PR.
Sin loves it.
You know what I mean? Like
this is his whole segment.
Nerd
let
shit.
man
You know what I
rock.
mean? Hip hop nerd shit. That's what I'm about, right?
Sin, I need to bring one thing to you.
Hold on, this Skyzoo and Pete Rock project, one of the best things to come out this year. I'll put it in my top 5. I don't care. I don't know about y'all. I don't care about y'all, but this is
Halfway in.
I don't
Nigga
care about
said
y'all right now.
twice.
You ain't about to do all of that. No.
Go ahead.
So I don't doubt Pete Rock's prowess. You know, obviously he's a legend.
Right.
But Skyzoo though,
Right.
did he bring it? Like I
He
feel
was
like
spitting.
this for him is his NBA Finals. Like, did he live up to the moment?
Yes. Yes,
Someone
absolutely.
spitting.
No
He,
hesitation.
Yeah. No.
Dini, you heard the album too?
Halfway. Spitting.
All right.
Listen to that on the way here.
Yeah.
Alright. So,
he
alright.
spits balls, man. He, you know, the wordplay, double entendres. Like sometimes he'll repeat what he said to see if you catch it because
Well,
you
Lil
know,
Wayne does that. You hate it, but it got
Yeah. Well,
This
The fuck are you talking about? The fuck
yeah.
are
No.
you talking
That's
about?
that.
But the bars were up to par.
The bars were up to par.
Really, Langston? Lil Wayne?
You know, I love Weezy, man. Weezy's
I'm
my
sorry, Sin. That just...
That just killed my whole vibe, man. But that's all right though. I expect nothing.
I
less
feel
from
like
Wayne.
you're selling me on the Skyzoo album. I'll throw it in the whip. I got a drop to make tomorrow.
It's
Maybe
very.
I'll listen.
It's for lack of a better word, it's vintagey
Hip-hop.
sounding hip hop. It's vintage to the point where, because like Pete Rock, he'll be on Instagram and every now and then he'll go and load up some discs from his old SP1200.
Right.
For those of you that don't know what that is, it's a classic sampler,
Snob.
right? From like late 80s, early 90s, right? Everybody was using that
Yeah,
back
people
then.
definitely want to hear this.
Right, and so he'll load them up, and like he just has tons of beats just laid up that was never used.
Oh, word.
Right, and so basically the story goes that, you know, he hit up Skyzoo, somehow they linked up, and Pete was like, "Yo, come to the crib, listen to whatever, all of my beats that I got, you know, in the vault.
Speaking of beats,
Just whatever you
Speaking
like,
of
just take
beats.
it."
this beat right here,
Yeah, this
might
is,
be one of
this
my
is
favorite
great.
beats
This
you've
is a
ever heard.
vibe.
Listen,
This is great for the
I-
6ix9ine segment. It was very tragic.
I've been trying to tell ya, man. I make beats, holla at me.
Holla.
I make heat.
Holla at the boy, man.
We've come to the point in the rap roundtable where it's time for that mailbag segment.
Oh, yeah.
With this episode, we're gonna have the homie Langston Leguizamo talk a little bit about what we have. We'll react to what he delivers to us.
Yeah, so
only
let me
sober
see what
when
you
he's
fucking
saucy.
dildos got to say about the show that we got here. So Jarvis sent me the screenshots. All right, if I understand this correctly. So we talking about, what we talking about, Jarvis? Hold on.
Get it together, Langston.
So I got Mike Allen right now.
Right.
That's not a round table.
So, Mike, thank you for commenting, and supporting the show. We do not control the motherfucking furniture in the room.
Wait, he was talking about the actual table?
Yes, this rectangular table
Oh,
here.
hold on. We gotta throw a parade for this motherfucker. Cause he got his GED. He got the footage on YouTube and said, wait a second.
Yes.
That's not a circle. That's
he
not
said-
an oval. That's a rectangle.
First of all,
Hey, yo, hold up. Mike Allen, congratulations, bro. Cause you know that nigga got his GED. Congratulations, man. You're the genius of the month for the rap
He
round
looked
table.
into the camera and said,
Oh, nah, shout to you, bro. Cause I didn't know that. I looked at it. I was like, I don't know what this. What is it? I don't know.
I remember when my son was like 1 or 2, and he had those toys where you put the
circle and the square.
circle and the square into the spaces. Yeah, man, you smart, bro.
You smart. I don't know if you loyal. but you definitely smart.
Nah, shout out to the homie, because we know he watches.
Oh,
Not only
it's
does he
not a-
listen, he
It's
watches.
not a round table. I'm like, motherfucker, we don't control the
Hey,
furniture
yo, my
here.
nigga, let me know what you think of my shirt next time.
Round table.
I might wear it on. I
figurative.
got a date coming up. I want to know if she might dig it. Let me know.
It's not literally a circular table. The discussion, it goes in a circle.
We are the round table.
We are the round table, you fuck.
All right.
Knights assemble.
Fucking.
You got anything else for us, Langston?
I got one more. This is from Shabazz Fatu.
Okay. Shout out
Talking
to Shabazz.
about I think he's talking about Jay-Z, right?
Yeah.
He is using too much damn emotion. Jay is a snake, has always been a snake, and will continue to be a snake.
Ooh.
My question is, all caps, what the fuck does the NFL have to do with police brutality? So this is referring to the Jay-Z topic we spoke about last month.
Yep.
Anybody want to tackle that?
I was very emotional in that episode, you know.
That's your man.
That's
You
my
weren't
guy.
not. You weren't emotional. You had some good points. You know.
I was annoyed, Deanie. But you know, he has a point though about like in the overall scope of things, the NFL really doesn't have any responsibility to social injustice. Kaepernick kind of roped them in, and their own overt racism roped them in, and they're here now. So you know, you use caps and everything. To me, it was just a congruence of events that led us here. They're technically speaking, they're not cops. The NFL's not police. They're not anything legal. You know what I'm saying? But you here now. You the biggest sport in the world. They are part of it because they blackballed the player who spoke out against it. So by default, you in it now. Either you're gonna be bigots or you're gonna be someone who's an agent of change.
Right.
Therefore, they're part of it. To answer Shabazz's question,
Yeah.
I don't know
mean-
if you guys want to touch that. You know, I don't know.
I
but-
mean, it's been about a month since we tackled this topic, and you know, some of us had immediate feelings. Other ones of us said, "Let's wait and see."
right.
And we've waited to see. I don't know, man. That
Nathan's Franks.
that place out in Chicago.
Nathan's. Nothing.
Okay, because I'm like, huh?
No, that organization out in Chicago, I don't know what their rep is, but it doesn't look good. And now it come to find out, so part of the initiative, if I'm correct, was to pick the entertainment for the Super Bowl.
That's what we all heard.
All right, so we getting J-Lo and Shakira for the next Super Bowl, bro.
It
Yo.
ain't just them.
My nigga.
J-Lo and
They
Shakira.
the headliners. There's gonna be other people there.
Oh, there's gonna be other people there.
Yeah.
So Hov ain't have the pull to say, yo, we put.
Yo, wait, time out.
Come on, we
Time
put
out.
Rick Ross. It's Miami. Miami. We put Rick Ross.
Time out.
We getting
That's
Rick
what's really
Ross.
performing
We
for
getting
real?
Yeah,
Luke.
Shakira and J-Lo.
We
That's what's
getting Trick Daddy.
You know you're not getting all of that. Yo, you got Meek Mill opening night, bro. What you want? Meek Mill.
Come on, man. Miami, son.
You gonna get Ross is gonna be there.
Need that Miami bass.
Nah, you gonna get Pitbull.
Nah, I feel like Uncle Luke might make a surprise.
Some.
Like, yo, remember that year that Missy, like, came out of
Even take
nowhere?
T-Pain.
What?
Missy Elliott,
Yeah.
and she saved that
From
white
Florida.
bitch. What's her name? Katy Perry. Yeah. Thanks,
Think
Trey.
about it. Pitbull's gonna come perform "Damn It, Man." Remember that song, "Damn It, Man"? Damn it, man.
Yo.
You know?
He's a man. You know that?
If they put Pitbull up there, that's a whole other. I don't even watch football.
I hate
But
Pitbull.
I
That's
will.
another L.
I will
That's a huge
double
L.
I wouldn't
boycott
go that
the
far.
NFL.
But
Pitbull, they ain't a huge L.
oh well.
In the midst of the.
You don't want Flo Rida? No.
All right. Oh, yeah. All right.
Listen, I'm willing to bet that this is just the beginning. Because we've seen in previous Super Bowls, there's not two people performing. There's the headliners and there's other acts. Travis Scott wasn't a headliner, he was just part of the show.
He was.
So Rick Ross is probably gonna end up being there. You might get Fat Joe, he's a Miami transplant. You never know. They're all Rock Nation or affiliated.
It's not the same.
What you want? What do you want?
You
got
sound
me
like,
asking
you sound like
questions
you
again.
did. Yeah, I was about to say you sound like you did.
Nah, like, but who?
You sound like Tony Stark, bro.
Like, boom.
What do you want for free?
All right. The question I'll have for you guys on this topic is, if not J-Lo and Shakira, Best case scenario for hip hop acts in the Super Bowl would be who?
And my
Rhapsody.
Uncle Luke.
Yo, it's a pop show, bro. You can't have some underground rapper. No offense, Rhapsody, but she ain't
listen,
there.
Well, it's in
now-
Miami, so
now
we gotta
that-
get Miami artists.
Now that
Rick Ross,
Hov-
maybe.
Now that Hov is on board,
She ain't there, bro. It's business. We gotta think about business here. 100 million people. Nobody
no,
wanna fucking
no,
see
Rhapsody.
Rhapsody.
I'm just saying. Now that Hov is on board, like he was already
Trina?
on record saying
Trina,
I don't
maybe,
need
maybe.
you don't you need me, I don't need you.
Right.
But now that they're in cahoot, I won't say cahoots. Now that they're doing business together,
Right. So boom.
just jump on stage, bro.
No, you right. I'm gonna ding you for that. Pause. What I'll say is this.
I think we're a little drunk right now.
I think Shakira and J-Lo are the tent poles of the halftime show. You can't remember it's 100 million people watching. Maybe about 25 of that are black people. You gotta show love to the white people. We can't get lost in the sauce and forget about the majority.
So J-Lo and Shakira is about as brown as they're gonna go for this.
No. What I'm saying is they are the most palatable for
Okay.
commercial America.
So I have to listen to Shakira.
Right.
throughout the Super
You might
Bowl.
end up seeing Wyclef at the Super Bowl. You know what I mean?
There's some kind of darkness in there.
I think they're going to be the tent poles, and we're going to have a rando black act in there who has no business performing at the Super Bowl, like a Rick Ross, who might end up showing up at the Super Bowl. Or because
Florida sounds dope.
Fat Joe has that relationship with J-Lo from previous records,
that's
right.
Fat Joe is also a Rock Nation artist.
That's
You
a
might
fact.
see Fat Joe
They
at the
cool
Super
now.
Bowl. Yeah.
Yo, that's
Just throwing it out there.
who would have thought that?
Pretty good. Pretty good, Jarv.
Yeah, I'm a lawyer. Esquire. Holla at your boy.
Now we need Rick Ross at this halftime show. If we don't get Rick Ross, that's a travesty.
What if
I
you got,
don't- I
what if you
wouldn't
got
go that
T-Pain?
far.
You'd be happy about that? Yeah, nay.
Who?
Is he from Florida? T-Pain?
I mean, I wouldn't. Usually during the halftime show, I go take a piss.
I
So-
thought Chris Brown was a Florida transplant.
So like, I don't give a shit either way. I'm just saying, as a hip hop fan,
Yeah.
I'd like our culture to be shown the proper respect. You know what I'm saying?
Ja Rule with all them J-Lo hits.
Yo.
The fuck are you talking
What the
about?
fuck are you talking about?
With all them J-Lo hits.
What I'll say is, there was another piece of the mailbag segment that I forgot that I'm gonna throw your way before we wrap this up.
All right.
Mark has said on one of the posts in our group that he believes that it was the Drake post about Drake not taking the L. He was saying that he believed that Drake was doing that in the Joe Budden live because he has bait for Pusha T. So I wanted to ask you guys if you believe that. Like, do you think that Drake was doing that, trying to draw Pusha out because he got some sauce for him, or is he was just being
Nah.
Drake?
He was just being a dweeb.
Okay.
We
That's
have,
my
we
take.
have to see if Jay Prince and LeBron sanctioned said this.
I love that
they-
take. That's my favorite.
Lang,
take.
what about you? You think he got something in the pocket?
I think if he had something in the pocket, he would have threw it out there.
I don't
What's
know.
he gonna wait for?
He did say he's in album mode. So I'm gonna be devil's advocate and say
Album
that
mode.
Drake
Yo,
got
that
some
last
smoke.
album that
Trash.
fucking sucked. I'm not a Drake hater neither. If he puts out some dope work, I'm willing to, but that
I
last
think
album
he-
sucked.
I don't think he says that because he knows how Pusha gives it up. He wouldn't do that without having something.
Yeah,
Maybe a surgical fall is coming. I don't know.
maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe we might need to talk about it on a later episode.
I got one final take for you guys before we shut it down. Just a couple of days ago, someone posted, I think Glasses Malone was his name, that the E40 is the West Coast equivalent of Fat Joe for the East Coast. I wholeheartedly disagree with that.
That's disrespectful.
Okay, Dini, we're here. Hold on, Finn.
Dini's a Bronx representative, so go ahead, Dini.
I mean,
Speak your
don't get it
truth.
twisted. Fat Joe is fat. When you think of New York City, you think of Fat Joe. When you think of the Bay, I think of E40. I don't think of the Bronx and
Oh,
Fat
you
Joe
think it's
pops into my-
disrespectful to E40?
Yes, my
Wow,
dude. When you think of the
I'm
Bronx,
surprised by
Fat
you,
Joe
bro.
is the first MC that pops in your head.
Nah.
Can
KRS
No,
One.
I don't
mean,
think that's what
When I
he
think
meant,
of the Bay,
though.
that's what I think about. As far as we talking about, as far as status, as far as what, like
far as-
hiatus.
as far
You
as-
gotta ask
street-
Glasses. I'm gonna tag him in this and see what he's talking about. Maybe
I-
he responds.
I think I never saw it. I never read it, but I get a sense that he's speaking more on the street side of things, and the longevity. The longevity of the status that they both held, both in the streets and in hip hop culture simultaneously, right? Like, Fat Joe can drop a record right now and still get love. I don't know about anywhere else, but like in New York, he's still gonna get shown love.
Oh, we're talking about
Like,
musically.
I'm just saying.
I'm thinking about as far
I think
as
it's a combination of the two, right? Because like
The overall career retrospective.
right. So for instance, like, all right, MC wise, if we thinking about the Bronx, we're not thinking about Fat Joe.
No offense, Joey.
KRS-One,
Big Pun,
Slick Rick,
Slick Rick, even
Fat Joe fourth.
possibly Remy, right?
No. Fat Joe
All
before
right,
Remy.
all right.
Shit.
You know what I mean? But
I take Pun's son.
but wow, but not
Chris
like,
Rivers.
Nice.
Shout to Chris Rivers.
None of those artists have their longevity has not stretched from 1993 to 2019.
Of course not.
You know what I mean? And it's a testament to Joe, his ability to stay, you know, his street credibility. And then this goes back to what we were talking about earlier, right? Because Joe, nobody's ever talked about Joe like he got classic albums or, you know, he's top 5, top 10 MC, nothing like that. But he's still in the game and he still gets respect, and nobody's gonna shit on him,
Right.
because Joe is the streets, Joe is the culture. You know what I mean? As far as like,
And when he strikes
streetwise
back,
is
he usually
concerned.
strikes back with some fire.
What do you think, Lane?
I think, look, I admire and respect Fat Joe. He came up in the early 90s and for that time was a very talented lyricist and has remained, he's remained relevant through the decades, you know, and so for that, I admire him.
What, E40?
Yeah, I kind of look at E40 the same way. Like, I'm not a fan of Bay Area rap. No disrespect to the Bay Area, just not my bag. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think that's a fair comparison. So I'm not offended.
For me, I disagree with it. I just don't see it. You know, like, shout out the glasses. Your opinion is your own. For me, when I looked at, after we spoke about Joe,
right,
the person that I kind of felt like Joe, or I could say the person that replicated Joe the most in hip hop was Rick Ross. I feel like the respect level, the great ear for beats, the somewhat good lyricism, but maybe like overrated as far as how good of a rapper you are because your beat selection was A1, and the fact that you had longevity, and you always had a record. To me, Rick Ross and Fat Joe are kind of the same person to me.
And you always had the right people around you.
I had the right people. My sentiments exactly. That was the comparison I had. I feel like Rick Ross and Fat Joe are more closely related than E40. I guess he's thinking about, like, you know, longevity and respect.
right.
But even in New York, like, a 15, 16-year-old knows Jay-Z. There's a few 15, 16-year-olds who don't really know Fat Joe. Or if they knew who he was, they knew of him,
like
by
a Lil
way up,
Wayne
all the
record.
way up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Lil Wayne,
Stuff
like
yeah.
records. and-
E40,
The Miami run.
E40 is a bigger deal in the Bay than Fat
Huge.
Joe is in New
In
York.
New York.
So I feel like the comparison is not the same.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
to me,
that's where I was coming
E40 is just as important to the Bay as Snoop is to LA.
LA.
You know what I mean?
There you go.
So I feel like you sell E40 short by making that comparison.
You do.
I don't know,
I think
but
it's
I felt
fair.
that was a good comp.
When Fat Joe come to the Garden, don't nothing stop, bro. They
Too
stop.
Short? We don't think of Too Short first.
When did Fat Joe get to the
before
Garden?
E40?
Like,
Exactly. When,
okay.
When what's his name go to the
Fat
the
Joe's not
Oracle,
headlining in the Garden.
When what's his name go to Oracle, you feel the energy, bro.
In the
With
finals,
E40,
he get close-ups of him and his Warriors gear.
He's known,
fact.
bro. It's kind of like how Spike Lee is in the Garden. He got
that's a
that
fact.
type of
That's a
juice.
fact.
The
I don't
juice
know.
is-
Yo, Glasses, what up? You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Like that comparison, you know.
Holla at us.
The door is open for you to come pull up. You know, I know you got a blue check, but pull up, nigga.
Pull up, nigga.
You know what I mean? This is the Rap Roundtable, and we are, you know, at our end. But before we go, you know, we trim the hedges.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We make sure it looks neat. And when
in the
those
grass.
bozo ass kids pull up, we tell them to
Get off my lawn.
sincere.
So I alluded to this earlier in the episode near the beginning. But let's be clear. I have been a happy hip hop fan as of late.
Okay.
Again, Little Brother, Rhapsody, Skyzoo, Gangstar. You know what I mean? And the mumblers have been quiet. They've been relatively quiet.
It's been a mumble-free-ish year.
There's been no Migos. There's been no Little Yachty. There's been no
rumblings
Uzi.
from the mumblings.
There we go. We
Now,
should put that
Uzi
on
had a
t-shirt.
record. He had a record, but he wasn't really mumbling on it.
Yeah. Anyways.
Total disregard.
But no, this Get Off the Lawn segment is dedicated to the clout chasers, people that put way too much emphasis on the online visuals of things, how things look online. I gotta get these likes. I gotta get these subscribers. I gotta get these follows. Right at all costs. Right. We see where that path can lead, right? So just, if you're out there doing that, just know that, matter of fact, and if you're a fan of artists or anybody that is presenting themselves in a certain way on YouTube or on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, just know that they're only presenting the absolute 100% best parts of their lives. The mediocre parts, the shitty parts, the depressing parts, they don't show none of that, right? So, if you're out there as an artist and you're chasing this clout, or if you're anybody just online chasing this clout, just stop doing that, man. Like, just get your life together, be real, be authentic, get off my lawn with the clout chasing, man.
Get off my lawn.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is episode 9 of the Rap Roundtable. As always, we let you in. We take you into our world. We entertain, we make you laugh, and we argue.
Yeah.
Langston, take us home.
Yo, all right. I promise I'll be brief. But we were talking about Fat Joe earlier, and he recently was on Hot 97 and made some comments basically talking about the fact that certain Hispanic communities are basically black.
That's a fact.
And there are
Shouts
4
to
of
Joe
us
for
here at
that.
the round table. 2 of us are Hispanic. I'm Puerto Rican, and Sin, you're half Puerto Rican and half Ecuadorian, right?
Salvadorian.
El Salvadorian, my bad.
He's a part of the Dorians.
Yeah.
He's Puerto Rican, nigga.
I don't want to speak for you, but for my part, I just want to say that I've always identified with black culture, the music, the way I present myself, the political causes that I align myself with, whatever else. And if you go through the history of the Latin Caribbean, you will see that there's, we are basically black, but we do get some shade from people who are not quite as far removed from the African diaspora as us, and it's because when it comes time to really fight for black causes, Hispanics were not really there. When it comes time to fight for Black Lives Matter and all these other things, we're really nowhere to be seen. And that, I think, speaks to a lot of the tension that, is seen between, black and brown communities. So, in light of these comments that Fat Joe made, and Fat Joe is this prominent hip-hop artist that we spoke about on the show earlier, I just want to say that, as a Hispanic that identifies with black culture and that racially, I do identify as black, and that's a topic for a different episode. I just want to say that, I want to fight on behalf of these black causes, you know what I'm saying? And, I encourage my people to do the same. And if you're not going to be part of the struggle, then, maybe don't feel that same type of energy when you're talking about, the comfort with which you occupy certain spaces. And, we don't usually end it on a note like that, but, I felt like, I needed to speak on that. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, we are the Rap Roundtable. Ray Jarvis, Sincere the Rap Snob, Deanie Holcomb, True on the boards, making it sound good.
The Gray Area 50.
Gray Area's coming back soon.
13 days.
Season premiere.
Soon come.
coming, brother.
Blood fire.
You already
man,
know.
We love y'all, man. Thanks for listening. We out.